My voice.
Hello, guys. We are live, baby. We are live. This is Chanel, the host of the Naked Eye podcast, and I have a lovely guest. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. I think it's been like almost 2 months. But I'm back. So, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all of that stuff I did not tell y'all last year because it wasn't worth it. But I like to introduce my new guest. The first guest that I'm having of the new year, 2021. I'm so excited about her and the book that we are going to be talking about. I'm excited. It's a lot of jewels. I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. Would you mind going ahead and introducing yourself to the folks?
Yes. Hello, everybody. It is Vernisha Taylor, also known as Miss Nisha T or V Taylor.
Awesome. So she is the author of this wonderful book called Hey Fat Girl. Okay? And no, I'm not a big girl. Okay, y'all? But this book is definitely meant for every woman across the board. The gems that are dropped in here are not just only for big girls. I feel like it's for, a very broad spectrum of women. Yes. And honestly, the crazy thing is, when I read Fat Girl, I mean, like, I'm thinking a little bit deeper than just a big girl. I'm thinking, like, girl with big dreams. Right. Girl with entrepreneur like tendencies, people with big goals and things like that. So that's how I took it. Yes. So why don't you tell us, like, how did you come up with this idea for this workbook?
You're definitely right on track with, Hey Fat Girl is not just for plus size women. That's who I wanted to cater to because that's the category that I fit into. Right. And I wanted to, have an attention grabbing kind of title, just so that people could see it and say, let's see what this is about. Right. But I always say you can literally take out the word fat and put anything in there. You can put, hey, black girl, hey, pretty girl, hey, short girl, whatever it is.
Super versatile.
Very, very. But I came up with the idea because I have a couple different businesses, and I do commercials and all kind of stuff.
Wow, really?
And just for my products. And once I hit 500 views, I get a couple people in my inbox like, oh, I wish I could dress like that, or where'd you find this? And oh, girl, your confidence is everything. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know I was doing something that was so different than what everybody else, is doing. So I started making these, like a Facebook series. I was putting it in my notes, and I would say, hey, fat girl, did you know that, you can still, you're not just pretty for a fat girl, you're just pretty, and all of it started as, hey, fat girl. Yeah. So once I got like a whole note page full of these subjects, I said, oh, this is a book. Yeah. A short book, but a book. Yes. So that's kind of how it started. That's where it came from.
Okay. So one of the questions I did have, because let me just go to it. I put a star by it because I was into this. Okay. It says, I encourage you to survey your people. Talk to your closest friends to get an accurate read on what people think of you. So when I read that, I was just like, it's so, this generation now is so non-interpersonal. Right. Everybody's my friend. Right. Everybody is my confidant. Right. I confide in all of the wrong people. Right. And then shun away all of the right people because they say the things that I don't want to hear. Yeah. So with that, like, how do you think millennials could change their perspective, especially like now with social media. They, especially on the business side of it, they take everyone else's advice instead of heeding to their own will and what they really want to do. And then they're just like, oh, well, so-and-so said I should do this, and she has, you know, like 1,200 followers. So how do you think they should start gearing the way that they filter how they know who is and who isn't?
You know, I think with time, you'll, you know, true friends kind of start to show themselves. You know right away who's good for you and who's not. But when we're younger, people play a lot. Like, I've had that happen. I always tell this story about one of my friends. She was a friend when I was having trouble. When I was having trouble with my relationships. Usually you hear the opposite. You hear fair weather friends. So when it's good, people are around. But this person was around when it was bad.
Because she wanted the tea.
Because she wanted the tea. Right? And it's true. And I didn't notice until I started doing really well. When I wasn't struggling anymore. You know, not just financially, but when I was doing better for myself, when I felt better about myself, she did not want to be around.
Wow.
But I could call her when, you know, it's time to go bust some tires or something. You know what I mean? That was like an extreme example. But, you know, so you don't know until you know. So that's something life you just have to experience. But the best thing to do is to keep your eyes open for it. You have to literally look for those things, because you only want to surround yourself with people who are good for you. And then not only that, but you also have to be a good person to people. Otherwise, you are what you attract a lot of times.
Ooh, say that again. Because, I mean, like, people don't really grasp that at all. And I try to tell so many of, like, just my personal friends. Like, they call me all the time telling me about the other friends. And I'm just like, ooh, Lord, I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm glad I'm not like you. Because my mother always taught me. Because I loved how you put the things that your mother taught you too, and how she talked to you. My mother, my foster mom, because I come from foster care, she always taught me that you don't have a big group of friends. And that was something I never saw my mom ever have. She had probably like 3 people she talked to that were like her ace boo.
My mother has one friend. One.
See?
And she's the sweetest part. Literally, everyone loves my mom. They always say, oh, Cookie is just so sweet. I'm like, yeah, she is sweet.
She cool.
But but she literally has one friend. She has friends from, you know, friends, quote unquote, from high school and grade school and all this stuff. But her friend who comes to the house and they cook together and they know each other's spouses and things like that. She has one friend. Literally.
See, and my mom now, she has the one because her other 2, they passed away.
Okay.
So her one now... Ooh, she be having a fit about her because her little friend went and got her little boyfriend.
Okay, so she's
you don't
talk
to me like you used to. I'm like, girl, she got a boyfriend.
She got a man.
So, something else that really triggered me with this book was just how you were brought up in an environment that was so, I want to say so meaty. It was so meaty with knowledge. It was so meaty with things that were tangible that you can learn from, that you can actually use in your adulthood. Would you like to talk about some of the entrepreneur skills that you learned from your mother and your family as a whole?
Oh, sure. So my mother is very much so like me, or I'm very much so like my mother. She is a serial entrepreneur. She's done catering and had little cafes, and she had a lingerie store. All of these different things. So once she has an idea, she really goes and she, you know, puts her foot in everything. And then once she conquers it, she's like,
Like, I did that.
I did that. And you know, she's older now, so she's retired. She just helps me a lot. But honestly, my entire family, I joke about this all the time. I don't know anyone with a job. I don't. Like,
Really?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I really don't. Like, my two best friends, they work, but for the most part, like, even one of my best friends is my business partner. We own a spa together. Mm-hmm. So literally I'm surrounded by just business and grinding and entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And that's been since I was a little girl. My grandmother and my grandfather had small grocery stores, so corner stores. Mm-hmm. I guess the last one was over on 20th and Clark. So,
right.
You know, I've seen it my whole life. So it was like killing me to work in corporate America for 6 years.
I mean, I can believe it because, listen, you don't want to work for George.
No.
You don't want to work for Barbara.
No.
Like, no.
No, I didn't. I was just doing it just because I'm like, oh, I got this degree. I guess I got to get a job.
And that's exactly how I feel with a degree. I graduated in 2013. When I graduated, there was like this huge drought because of the idea of graduating. I have to get a job. I have to work for the biggest corporation. And now I'm just like, with two boys, I'm like, you ain't got to go to school if you don't want to.
Right.
Like, you can literally start from the ground up because a lot of these CEOs and stuff and entrepreneurs such as yourself, like, they have the degree, but they're not doing anything in their field.
Yeah, no. I literally do. Oh my God. I guess the communications degree that I have, it helps. You know what I mean?
But you're not like flaunting it. Like, I do this because of my communications degree.
No,
See?
No. I would say the experience was worth it. I'm happy that I went. Yeah. But I wouldn't force my kids to go at all. Because it's too much. Oh God. Do YouTube.
Exactly. Listen, I've been telling my kids, channel. Like, you know what? We about to open these toys.
No, honestly, seriously.
Yes, like, we about to open these toys, and you gonna be like, yay.
And that's
somebody gonna click and watch it.
Yep.
They gonna
like
be
Ryan. Ryan is a millionaire because he opens
was on
toys.
The front of Forbes magazine. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Why? Like, where did I miss it?"
Yeah, I dropped the ball.
Like, literally dropped the ball.
And
I always say that, like, this newer generation coming up is so more like, they're so much more savvy with marketing.
Oh yeah. For sure.
And I'm just like, damn, I missed the ball.
Yeah. I say that all the time. I'm like, I have to follow more like younger, hip people just to see what they're doing because they're ahead of the curve. Like, we're, I'm following people that's my age, but it's kids that are younger that's making money, like YouTube money. It's
exactly.
So, yeah.
So, something that I saw in the book, I marked too. Look, it said we tend to have this unrealistic feeling about speaking certain things into existence. But the truth is, if the thing is already there, you can't make it any more or less present. Yeah. So when I read this, I immediately, I'm sorry, y'all, but I immediately start thinking about all of the, she is me, and she is we, and I literally start thinking about all of them people because this just like literally laid them to rest. Because the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of times what we think is unrealistic, we're placing our doubts before our actions to even try.
Hello.
And then when we don't allow ourselves to make the mistake in the process of trying, we then miss out on all of the flourished possibilities that we could have accomplished.
Yes.
And
that's it right there.
See?
That's it. I wanted to I felt like people weren't really going to like that because we're in a time of manifestation and people are just all they're talking about. And I am all for prayer and manifestation. But faith without works is dead. You have to do the work.
Period.
And you just keep saying something. You can look in the mirror. You can say it until you believe it. Mm-hmm. That's true. Mm-hmm. You can say something. That's just like someone saying something negative to you your whole life. You start to believe it. So that is very true. But you can say, I have $1 million. Mm-hmm. You can say it 1,000,000 times, and it's not going to land in your bank account or on your desk, or you literally have to go get it.
Yeah.
You got to forward the check, play the lottery, go get a job.
Right.
Scam. You got to do something to get it, right? It's not just going to appear.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was my point in saying that. So just like those things won't just appear. You know, saying, acknowledging that you're a heavy set person is not going to make people see it more. You're big. Right. People see it anyway when you come in the room. So don't be in denial.
Right.
You know, that was just like.
Because that's the words. That's the worst that you could do.
Literally.
So, one of the things that I used to deal with a lot of the times, and part of the podcast is being more self-aware.
Yes.
And I read a lot of self-awareness across this book. You are very self-aware as to the presence you bring when you go into a room. And you're aware that presence, once you do enter the room, it has to be on point. Otherwise, you will dwindle with whatever thoughts you go into a room with.
And people see it. They feel it. They smell it on you.
Yes, especially if you're fearful. People will take that and devour you.
Yep.
And one of the things that I really appreciated about this book was that you didn't hold back from your experiences. Because a lot of these workbooks, I've read a workbook before, and it was more of a generic feel. Yeah. You know, like they just say, oh, if you want your car to be red, you have to color it red. Like okay, I get that. But can you tell me your experience? How did you get to the red?
Right.
But you were more so like, I was never told that I was pretty. Instead, I was told all of the makings of what pretty envelops.
Right.
Which is the characteristics, which is the drama of it all. Like becoming someone.
Right.
Because being pretty is not having a pretty face.
Right.
Being pretty is having that what's on the inside. Like it's literally what's on the inside to make the outside more vibrant. Because a woman can have on a full face of makeup, have the nicest clothes on, and be driving the nicest car. But if she has no personality. Oh, God. Lord.
I see that so much.
And half of these people out here ain't got no personality. So cute.
That's like a thing now. Like
so cute. But they got no personality.
Right. Like just dry.
Girl. Like you just be want to throw some water on.
Right. Like, girl.
Yes. And I just I was actually taken aback because where was it? It was on this page. That was something I wanted to ask, is kind of like a controversial thing. Like, do you think that people would take it the wrong way? Like this generation, because you know how sensitive this generation
The book, The Hey Fat Girl? Yeah, I'm kind of prepared for it. Well, you're never prepared for someone to say, oh, I don't like that, or she's calling me fat. I think if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. I think it's kind of like just taking the power back, from that word. You I'm fat, okay. I say, literally, I always say, if I've ever gotten in an argument with someone, from the time since I was a teenager, that's the first thing someone says.
Because that's all they got.
Fat. Oh, God.
That's all they got.
Now, what else? What else?
Exactly.
I'm just looking at my watch okay, bring it on. What else you got to say? On. Exactly. Right. So I wanted to make people kind of, uncomfortable. I wanted to make people think about it. And, I talk about it all the time. Being self-aware is important.
Yeah.
Don't come here thinking that everybody is going to be okay with the way you look. People, it makes people uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
Whether they've been fat shamed before or, whatever, just like just the skin we're in. People have a problem with us being
like
black.
You're already facing a brick wall from the color of your skin. So to face even more from your size or from what it is that you do or what it is that you don't do.
Exactly.
Because I feel like a lot of the times now people are more geared towards just their titles when there's actually more to the person than what their title entails. Yes. Because I can sit up here and say, oh, I'm the host of the Naked Eye podcast. I have a college degree and I do this, that, and other. But really underneath, the truth is I deal with anxiety. I have depression. And I don't get it right all the time.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Just being aware, and the fact that you know that, it allows you to get in front of it. If you know it's, you have seasonal depression. If you know that about yourself, you're not shocked when it comes up in, October. Exactly. So okay, I'm going to plan a vacation around November because usually I'm pretty sad. Or, I'm going to have more gatherings. Or whatever it is, if you get ahead of it, then it's not, you take the blow away a little bit if you can. At least you're trying to. And that's a part of it, just working at it, actually, whatever it is, working towards it. And I say it in the book, too.
Right.
Just because, you're trying to lose weight doesn't mean you don't have to feel good when you're on your way. Why do you have to feel bad about it?
And that's something I always have said, like, for bigger or skinny. Me personally, there was a time period in my life I was going through severe anxiety and depression. And I've always been a tiny girl. I didn't get 100 pounds until I reached my freshman year of college.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I always wanted to gain weight. Yeah. But there was a time period when I was depressed and I had lost so much weight. I went from like 120 something pounds to 108 pounds.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, girl, if you lose another pound, you're going to disappear, okay? And it just came a time where you just have to really be realistic with yourself. And that's when the self-awareness started to tune in. Yeah. And where you start to realize, like, I can't be successful in my podcast if I don't hit the realistic ability to actually sit and come up with my content. Yeah. I can't do this unless I am actually healthy. Right. And that's another thing. Like I always say, you'll be surprised. Right. Big people, they healthy. Yes. Listen, it's so many out there that's healthier than me. I got high blood pressure and everything. Yeah. Y'all think that I work out every day. No, I do not. I do not.
My doctor, my doctor, sweet little Asian lady, okay? She told me she had took all my, vitamins. She's like, yeah, you're healthy. I mean, she kept looking. She said, you don't have high blood. She was so shocked by looking at everything. Like, you don't have anything wrong with you.
And then you look at me and you like, damn, you got high blood pressure, asthma, and all this. You'd be surprised.
One of my best friends is small like you. And she has just as many, issues, quote unquote, with her weight that I do. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't know that until I got closer with her to find out, like I said, you can put skinny girl on there. You can put black girl, whatever you want to put in there. Just, hey, girl.
Exactly. It's for you. That's why I loved it. I was just like, this is not just for big girls. This is definitely for an all-encompassing book. And something else that's really great is I loved how it wasn't about how you didn't have. Right. And how you couldn't do. Right. And how you struggled. It was more so of, I recognize this. My mom told me this, so I did this. Right. Or even though my mom didn't tell me this, I went and sought the information. Right. So then, with that information, I developed this. I need, just for my listeners, I want you guys to tune in with this book and actually purchase. Because it gives you a different aspect on what it means to get from point A to point B. Because you're not going to get there by being lazy. Right. Like the lazy entrepreneur, is still sitting at home trying to figure out what is the name of my business.
Right.
It just doesn't work.
Right. Got to do the work.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on here. Do you have any tags or lines or anything that you like to give the people?
Just Hey Fat Girl. Like if you buy the book, the website is heyfatgirlhey.com. Mm-hmm. And if you buy the book, take a picture for me and hashtag Hey Fat Girl.
Okay. So for me, guys, it's been a long 2 months. Like we've been having a lot. I've been having so much going on. I don't even know how to count on my fingers. Like, how to even get to the solution of everything. But between planning a wedding, 2 boys, one of them being in virtual school, and the other one just running haywire.
It's a lot.
Listen, and I almost ain't make it here today. I was like, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to do this recording. But you guys, I am coming out with a new website. I have a blog coming up. My blog will entail my life journey of coming into self-awareness, my journey with anxiety. Also, it will entail like my whole life history from foster care up until now. And if you guys are interested, I will be dropping those links on Facebook at The Naked Eye and also on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. You can catch me at The Naked Eye __. And thank you for tuning in, guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying the first start of 2021. Hopefully it gets better. Oh, dang, it wasn't that good last week or a couple days ago. Damn, the people tearing shit up. I just thought about it like, oop. Well, it looks like 2020 is a cassette tape, and we on the other side, y'all. We on the other side. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to hear from you and tune in again soon. Bye, guys.